Hello my dear students, welcome back to Discrete Mathematical Structures course. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about the following points. Logic, what is a mathematical logic, propositional logic, semantics, logical equivalence. These are the things we discussed in the previous lectures. Now in this lecture, we are trying to discuss about the important topic of propositional logic is normal forms. So once we discuss about the logical equivalence laws, then we are going to discuss about normal form. Basically normal form, or also we call it as a canonical form. So we'll try to discuss what is a normal form and what are the different types of the normal form. How do we convert the given propositional compound sentence into the normal form of these, any one of these normal forms, and where we can use these normal forms. These are the things what we are going to discuss in this particular lecture. So let us start with the definition of normal form first. So normal forms. So by definition, a normal form is a syntactic restriction such that for every formula of logic there is an equivalent formula in the restricted form. That means that whenever you are going to take a compound proposition like this, P implies R, Q and R. This is, suppose I have taken a compound proposition like this, a complex statement like this, then for every formula in the propositional logic like this, there is an equivalent restricted form. That means we can write it in another form. That form is called what? Normal form. How do we write that? We can use some procedures to convert the given entire compound sentence into what? There is an equivalent formula in the restricted form. Restricted form means what? We try to convert this into a simpler method, simpler form. So this is the sentence which is consists of, the sentences may consist of implications, the sentences may consist of by implications. So when you have a sentence like this, or when you have a compound sentence which consists of implications, by implications or other logical connectivities, suppose if you want to convert it into a simpler form, simpler form, that form what we can call it as a normal form. So what are those simpler forms? How do we convert them into a simpler form? So using what? Syntactic restriction. That means using the rules of syntactic rules of propositional logic, we are trying to convert this entire compound proposition into a equivalent simpler form. That means the truth value of whatever the truth value we are going to get for this compound proposition, you will get the same truth value of this proposition. So now each formula must use what here? The formula must use negation, disjunction and conjunction. These are the three. So whichever the formula will be given to you, the formula may consist of, or the compound proposition may consist of by implications. We are trying to convert them into the form of what? These three logical connectivities. The sentences will be converted into the form of these three logical connectivities. Just now I have given one example. P implies, suppose I am going to take, this is a sentence, P implies Q, for example. So if this form will be given, how I am going to convert it into the simplest form? So instead of doing like this, I am simply write the equivalent formula is negation of Q. This is negation of P or Q. because here only it is a very simple one, so that we write. But your sentences may P implies, Q implies, suppose R implies S. So instead of doing like this, what we are trying to write the sentences, instead of like this, we are trying to convert them into the simpler form. That simpler form may consist of what? That simpler form consists of these three logical connectivities: negation, disjunction, and what? Conjunction. So every form, whether it consists of implication or whether it consists of by implication, finally we are trying to convert them into the simpler form, and that simpler form consists of these three logical connectivities. Such a form, what we can call it as a normal form. This is the basic definition of the normal form. So now let us try to discuss about what are the types of normal forms. What are the different types of normal forms? So this is the classification. The normal forms are classified into three types basically. Generally we are going to take basic three types of normal forms. The first one is called negation normal form. It is very simplest form, and we will do some applications on this. And what is this? How do we convert the given sentence into the negation normal form? We will discuss. And the second one is disjunctive normal form, also called DNF. The second one is called disjunctive normal form. And the third one is called conjunctive normal form. So the first one is the negation normal form, second one is disjunctive normal form. The simplest term for this we can use is DNF, and conjunctive normal form, that is CNF. These are the three different types of normal forms which we have, and we are trying to convert any given complex sentence into any one of these forms by using the logical connectivities negation, disjunction, and what? Conjunction. How? We'll discuss that. Now coming to the term, see, before going to convert the sentences into the any one of these three forms, we are going to use some terms here in these normal forms. So you try to understand what is the meaning of those terms. So what are those terms? The first one is each propositional variable. You know what do you mean by a propositional variable? So propositional variable is a variable which is denoted with a capital letter, or in some textbooks it may be denoted by the small letters P. What is the proposed? Suppose it is a rainy day. It is a rainy day today. So this is a proposition. This sentence is a proposition. Proposition means whether it is true or false. It may be true, it may be false. So every proposition statement can be represented with a variable. Instead of writing every time it is a rainy day today, it is a rainy day today, what we are trying to do, we can denote it with a variable. That representation is called a proposition representation. And these propositional variables are, generally we can call them as atom. This is the definition. Here we are using every propositional variable, called it as or referred it as atom. And second one, a literal is either an atom or its negation. What is literal? It is an atom or its negation. So what do you mean? Otherwise, a literal is a proposition or negation of the proposition. That is the another way we are going to take. That means if I can take P is a proposition, negation of P is its negation, and each individual proposition, either this or this, both can be, generally we can call them as literals. These are called literals. So a literal is a proposition or negation of the proposition. An atom is simply a propositional variable. This is called a propositional variable, and this is called a propositional variable. This is itself, it is an atom, it is itself an atom. A literal is either what? This or this. Negation or this. This is the difference between atom and literal. A class is a disjunction of literals. So disjunction of literals, that means what? P or negation Q. So P is a literal, negation Q is also a literal. Okay. So negation P or negation Q. So these are the called what? Disjunction of literals. This is what we can call it as, these two are called, this is a class. Disjunction of literals is always called a class. So this is a class, this is a class, this is a class. So we are trying to convert the sentences into the form of the classes. How do we convert them into the form of the classes? For which we can use different normal forms. So I hope it is clear the notation what we are going to use, or the terminology what we are going to use in these normal forms. The first one is the atom. Any proposition variable generally called it as an atom. A literal means what? It may be an atom or it may be a negation of an atom. Simply propositional variable is, atom is nothing but a propositional variable. That means P, Q or S, T. But if you take P or negation P, Q or negation Q, then we can call them as literals. And if you take the disjunction of these literals, then we can call it as what? A class. These are the notations we use in this what? Normal forms. Now the next part. Negation, the first one we are trying to discuss, as we discussed already in the classification, the first classification of what normal form is negation normal form. So it is simply denoted by NNF. So what is this? So a formula is in negation normal form. So a formula is in negation normal form if what? This is negation. If negation, this symbol, the negation symbol appears only in front of the propositional variables. So a formula is nothing but, I am taking F is P implies suppose Q or R. So what we need, suppose I am going to take, if there is a negation like this, this is not in NNF, remember that, this is not in negation normal form. The negation normal form is nothing but, if you take a negation of P or negation Q, so this is not in negation normal form, but this is in negation normal form, or F is negation P or Q. So negation appears in front of the propositional variable, only in front of the propositional variable. That means like this. Suppose if you take like this, negation of P or Q. So this is not a what? NNF. Why? Because it is not in NNF. Negation should appear in front of every individual propositional variable. If it is there, if it is not there, no problem. Here suppose if I can take negation P or Q, still it is in NNF. Why? Because here the negation appears in front of the respective propositional variable P only. It is not appearing to entire sentence. Therefore, it is in NNF. But here in this case what happened? The negation has appeared in front of the what? The compound sentence like this, negation of P or Q. Then it is not called NNF. Similarly, here also the negation appears in front of the what? Compound proposition. Therefore, they are not called what? NNF. So NNF is nothing but when there is a negation that should appear in front of a respective propositional variable. It should not appear what? In front of a compound proposition. Remember this point. This is called what? Negation normal form. So example, see, just now we discussed about in NNF negation A conjunction negation B. So this is what NNF. Just now I said because negation appears in front of A here and negation appears in front of B here. So therefore it is clearly in NNF. But here negation appears in front of the compound proposition. Then it is not a what? NNF. That is what we discussed. Otherwise, if you take negation A and B, this is also in NNF. Because negation appears in front of the variable here, then also we can call it as it is in NNF. So the NNF, that is the main definition of NNF. I hope it is clear to you how the NNF. So how do we transform it into NNF? How do we convert the sentences? What is the procedure to convert the sentence into NNF? Suppose a formula can be transformed into equivalent formula in NNF by pushing what? This negation inwards. If the negation appears in front of the compound proposition, you try to push that negation what? Inside the compound proposition. So how do we do it? Suppose negation of f is equivalent to what? F. This is very well, we know very well. And by De Morgan's laws we discussed already, if a negation appears in front of a compound proposition like this, what? F and G, then we can write the thing negation of F or negation of G. This is not, even though it is not in NNF, but we converted it into the form of NNF like this. This is not in NNF, not in NNF. As definition it is not in NNF, but this is in what? NNF. So this is how we can convert it into NNF. In the similar way, what is the next one? This is the another De Morgan formula, negation of F or G, negation of F and negation of G. So this is how we can convert. Whenever a negation appears in front of the formula, just you try to push that negation inside the formula and convert each propositional variable and check that whether each propositional variable in front of that variable has negation or not. Sometimes it may be a negation, sometimes may be a negation. If negation appears, that should appear in front of a propositional variable, only propositional variable, not in front of the compound proposition. Remember that. So examples of NNF. So let us try to convert this particular sentence into NNF. How do we convert it into NNF? So to convert it into NNF, what is given here? The sentence is given like this: negation of A and negation B and C. And so if you observe that this negation appears in front of this particular compound proposition. So what I am trying to do now here, so to given what is given that I am writing like this: negation of A and negation B and C, like this. This is what is given. So this can be written as what now? I am going to write it equivalent. So because negation appears in front of this particular compound proposition, so just now we discussed the formula of De Morgan's law. Negation of A and B can be written as negation of A or negation of B. So just push this negation inside these braces. What you will get? Negation of A, and negation of and becomes disjunction, and negation of what you can get? Negation of B by using the formula. So and what? C. This is how we will get after pushing that negation inside the given braces. Now this can be written as negation A or B, because negation of B is what? B only, and C. Still you can expand this formula by using what? By using distributive law. You can write it or you just leave it like this. This is what? Clearly this is in NNF. This is what is in NNF. If the negation appears, that if the negation is there, that should appear in front of the propositional variable, not in front of the what? Compound proposition. Then we can call it as this is what in NNF. This is what in NNF. I hope it is clear for you that. So first we pushed this and then we applied double negation. Finally we got this formula. So this formula clearly is in NNF. Why? Because the negation appears in front of the propositional variable A. So here it is not appeared in front of any compound proposition, therefore it is in NNF. Now second one, the another example which I have taken here, negation of this entire compound proposition. So let us try to do this. Given that negation of R or again negation P and Q, like this it is given. So how do we, so because negation appears in front of the compound proposition here, so what we need to do, we need to push it into the formula, inside the formula. So negation of AR, and consider first this negation is there here, so inside the braces in front of this negation is there, so I am going to write negation of R, and then how do negation of A and P, apply De Morgan's law, what you can get, negation of P or negation of Q. So by applying what, De Morgan's law to this particular form, we will get like this. And then what we need to do, and then negation of R or disjunction, this is negation of P, what you can get, P or negation Q, P or negation Q, like this will get. So now still it is not in NNF, still this is not in NNF. Why? Because the negation appears in front of the compound proposition, still we need to push negation inside the compound proposition. So how do we get, again it is in the form of what, this is A or B, so negation of A or B, how do we write that? So this can be written as negation of R, and negation of disjunction you will get conjunction, negation of what, P or negation Q. See, I am writing here applying De Morgan's law, to this one. First I have applied De Morgan's law, and then what I did, again I have applied to this entire formula, again I have applied De Morgan's law by using De Morgan's law. We got the form like this. Still it is in NNF or not? No, it is not in NNF. Why? Because the negation appears in front of the compound proposition, therefore it is not in NNF. Still we need to push this negation inside the given compound proposition. So what we need to do, negation of R, and again apply De Morgan's law for this. What you can get now? What you can get? Negation of P and what? Negation of Q. We will get like this. So this is what we will get by this. Now if you observe that, again we applied De Morgan's law for this, after that we will get like, we got like this. Now if you observe that, if the negation appears, it appears only in front of the propositional variable only. Remember that. It is not appearing any in front of the compound proposition. Therefore, this is in what? NNF. This is in NNF. This formula is in NNF. This is how we can convert the given sentences into the NNF. So to convert the given sentences into the form of the NNF, the basic definition of NNF tells us that whenever negation appears, that negation should appear in front of a proposition variable. It should not appear in front of the compound proposition. If suppose if it appears in front of the compound proposition, then you try to push the negation inside the compound proposition and convert it into NNF. That for that we have discussed one example how to convert the given proposition into what? NNF. That is, so I hope it is clear for you how to convert the given sentence into the form of negation normal form.